What's happening, everybody? MG here, MGCovers, bringing you a brand new handicapping video. We're going to continue to look at college basketball. And what I'm going to do in this video, we're just going to review all of my lines for college basketball for February the 4th, 2020, compared to the sportsbooks lines for the same day. Also going to talk a little bit about moneyline dogs, kind of a continuation of the last video. So let's dive right into it. We're going to go through each game, and this is really to show how accurate our college basketball power rankings are. And if you follow me for long, you know that one of the things I'm a firm believer in is you have to be able to create your own lines for sports. So knowing that as part of being successful in sports betting, most people don't know how to create their own lines. They struggle through creating different stat models, where what I offer to clients, coaching clients, is I offer a proven stat model that I know is better than the sports books lines. So you don't have to, create your own stat model. You can subscribe to our service. You can get our lines for the games, and that puts you ahead of the curve, or gives you such a huge edge as opposed to the novice sports bettor, so to speak. So let's look at these games here. We're going to start here with Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech. Generally, I like to have, for the most part, at least a 5-point differential between our line and sportsbook line. You can see we had Georgia Tech as a favorite, -4. They won convincingly tonight at a -2. Probably wouldn't have been a play, really, because we only had a 2-point differential there. Duke, Boston College, we had the line. This right here is our offensive line. These lines that I have for college basketball are based on defense, which is what I use for my stat model. However, some teams are designated as, quote, offensive teams, so we use an offensive line, and that's reflected here. So when you see this line, we ignore this line here, and we focus on this one. So we had Duke at -11. The line was Duke -14, so you could possibly have made a play for Boston College, or even maybe a play for Duke in that matter. Boston College covered that one. Next game, Rutgers, Maryland. Rutgers were 7.5-point dogs. They actually covered, and we had them as the favorite, so that would have been a play based on the way I teach. Ohio State, Michigan. Michigan was a favorite, -3. Ohio State was the underdog here and won outright. And we had this game as even. You can see here our line was Ohio State -0.6. And so let's go ahead and check when we see a dog win. We're going to check, see what the money line was for that game. Scrolling here. So Ohio State, look at there, +145 with 5 dimes. Whoops, sorry about that. So it's like I talked about, these money line dogs in college basketball hit way more often than people realize. So that would have been one that would have won there. Moving along, Tennessee, Alabama. We had Alabama at -3. The line was -4.5, so that would have been, the way I teach, that would have been a no play. Really close game. Tennessee pulls that out and covers. Auburn, Arkansas. We had Arkansas at -5. Line was -1. Auburn wins that one overtime. Again, that was only about a 4-point differential there. Ball State, this is a really interesting game. Ball State was +4 dog. Kent State was favorite, -4. We had Ball State. Look at this. We had Ball State at -10, and they won by 8 points. And let's see what they hit on the money line here. Scroll down. Let's find this game here. Oh, it's too far here. Ball State. Where are you at, Ball State? There they are. 160 dog. 155 bet online, 160 at Bovada. So that would have been a nice dog hit there for sure. Northern Illinois, we had Northern Illinois. This is another one we hit. We had Northern Illinois -9. Toledo was -6.5. So Northern Illinois wins that one and covers. Let's see what the money line was on that one. Northern Illinois, look at that one, 245. And a couple things to point out. Some of you, if you're watching this and you say, well, how can the sports books be this wrong with the lines? Well, the problem is they have to get these lines out extremely early. That's before injury reports, before just about anything, so they can start taking action on this. And there's no way, and they had a small slate. There's only 20 games tonight, but still they have to get a line out there. pretty quick. So there's just no way they can be that accurate on a line that they have to put out that quick, especially on these games to where there's just not a lot of action on. So if they lay a bad line like this game here, Northern Illinois and Toledo, and I've talked about this before, this is very important. There's not enough money that's going to come in on this game to correct the line. Does that make sense? For example, the Super Bowl line was a pretty accurate line. It hovered around there on 1 plus 1.5 on both sides. So, and there was a lot of money that came in. It really didn't move that much. Whereas this Northern Illinois Toledo, it was a bad line. They should have had, Ball State. I mean, Northern Illinois should have been, maybe. It should have been Toledo -2 maybe, or maybe even an even pick 'em. But again, there wasn't enough money to come in on this game for the sports book to change that line. So that's one of the biggest advantages in playing college basketball. It's what I call a non-season line. In the NFL, if you play games on Sunday, all of those lines are seasoned, which means there's a ton of action that comes in on those games to move that line to quote where it is. So if a team is say -4. And they actually should be maybe not as big of a favorite at -2, there'll be enough money that comes in to move that line to -2 because there's so much money. Whereas this game here, Northern Illinois Toledo, they're not taking in that much money they're not taking in as much money as a NFL football game would. So it's one of the beauties of playing college basketball, which is why I love wagering on college basketball. So we'll move along. Monmouth and Fairfield. Let's see. We had Fairfield as the favorite there at -8, and they were the dogs, so that would have been a play. They actually won. Probably wouldn't have been much on the money line. I'm not going to check that just for the sake of moving along. But that would have probably been maybe like a 115 or so dog. Bowling Green, Central Michigan. We had that game at even. So that would probably been a no play. Central Michigan did win. Buffalo, Eastern Michigan. We had Eastern Michigan as the favorite, -6. You can see here they were the dog. They won outright. Eastern Michigan, Buffalo. Let's scroll over here. Let's find this game. See what that hit on the money line. Boom, 155. So that would have been a good play there. I think I had a client play that game, a coaching client. I remember getting a message about that game. Western Michigan, Miami of Ohio. Again, here's another one. Western Michigan, we had this. You can see we classified Western Michigan as an offensive team. We had them at -7. They were +5, so that's a 12-point differential. Western Michigan won that game 64-60. So let's see where they hit here. Let's scroll down, see if we can find that game here. Western Michigan, where you at? There it is. 185 dog hit. So that was impressive. UMass, Rhode Island. We had UMass as the favorite. Okay, this one was a loss here. No, wait a minute. That would have been that would have been a +12. Yeah, so we had UMass. So we had UMass at -3. The line was +12. So, yeah, that would actually have been a play on the UMass side. So that was a winner. Didn't play this one. They were playing some Peru State. Not sure who that was. Penn State, Michigan State. We had that game at even. Penn State wins it outright at +8.5. That would have been a huge hit, y'all. This is going to be way up there as far on the money line. Let's see where you at, Penn State. Yep, 325. No, wait a minute. 355 dog hit right there, and we had it even. And the way I teach this just real quick, so you'd want to have a +5 differential. So basically this game would be classified as, we would look at our line as Penn State -1. So we compare this to the sportsbook line. Sportsbook line has Penn State +8.5, so that's what we call an 8.5-point differential. You could play it on the spread, or you could sort of roll the dice, so to speak, since we would call this a 50-50 game, since it was only Penn State -1, and they went outright. Let's scroll in here to the Xavier DePaul. Let me see. I know the score of this one, but forgot it here. Xavier DePaul, we missed this one here. We had DePaul as the favorite, -5. They were -1. Xavier wins that one outright, or they're winning that one. Probably will win that one. Let's see, Missouri, Texas A&M. We had Texas A&M at -6.5. I think they actually went on to win this game, winning 57-45 with 2.5 minutes to go. And the game that we actually played was Colorado State, Fresno State. We designate Colorado State as an offensive team, averaging about 80 points a game. So our line was -12. This game actually ended 80-70. I already checked this. So that was right in line, and we actually won that game. Let's go on, scroll down a little bit further. Oklahoma, Texas Tech here. I think we hit this one too. So really, really, really good night on the power rankings. Yep. Well, I say that. Yep. Covered barely here. So we had Oklahoma as the favorite. They were getting 8.5. So that's a 12-point differential there. So if we played Oklahoma, we would have won by a half point there. And then Boise State, Wyoming. Where you at? Where is this game at? Are they still playing this one? Boise State, Wyoming. Yep. Looks like it's all tied. We had Wyoming -8.5, and they were the dog. So that would have been a play for Wyoming there. And then finally, Nevada Air Force game. It's getting ready to tip off. So just a quick review of the power rankings. You can see how accurate they are. And the beauty of it is you can really cherry pick these games. You can just pick a couple games to play. And one cool strategy, I'll tell you this, something I use is like, let's say the play that we had, the Colorado State play, right? So we're playing Colorado State. This was a spread, so I forgot what I paid juice-wise, -110 or whatever. So you play this game, and then you find a dog game to play. So this was what I call, I don't believe in locks, but this was our most confident play. We had maybe 5 or 6 plays. You could have played this one and then turn around and played, Western Michigan on the money line. So if you win this one, lose this one, hey, you're just down, you basically break even. But let's say you lose the Colorado State game, but you win the Western Michigan game. What would happen then would be you would still be up. Let's find that Western Michigan line. Yeah, so 185. So you lose the juice from the Colorado State game, so that would have been -110 here, right? So you'd end up, 0.75 units for a $100 play. You'd be up $75, and you went 1-1. So incorporating moneyline dogs into college basketball, like I mentioned in the previous video, is very important and should be something that you're doing. And you say, hey, I want to get access to your power rankings. Well, here you go. You go to, this is my website, MGCovers.com. Click on coaching link. And I'm still running that special, guys. It's $19.95 a month for the first month, then $29.95 a month. After that, you get access to all of our lines and power rankings for all sports. When you subscribe to NBA power rankings look just like this. NHL, soccer, Major League Baseball when it starts up. Of course, NFL season's over. And you get access to all of our coaching videos, which basically teach you how to handicap. Again, $19.95 a month for the first month, and $29.95 a month after that. And like always, if you like this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you got any questions, you can send them directly to me, mg@mgcovers.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Social media pretty much is MGCovers, covers spelled with a Z. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hope everybody has a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.